Um, I didn't sleep much last night, and I was really pleased that I was able to just be in the meditation.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a problem at all.
Yeah.
Um, and the other was more of a phenomena thing. Uh, I mentioned it before, but sometimes I get a plethora of different faces that I just come up in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're coming up in.
In
They're
this is
they're
in meditation.
in meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
old faces, uh, strange faces, not scary. Just I don't know these people.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to like be a little more. I don't know what the word is. I'll say assertive. Just say what are you here for?
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like that didn't do anything other than allow them to sustain for a moment or two longer.
Mm-hmm.
And, then it'll just recede or disappear and there won't be any faces and then they'll come back. It's
Mm-hmm.
been going on for a few years. I don't really know what to make of it, and I don't know that there's anything to make of it.
Right.
But it comes up, so I'm sharing it.
Yeah. Um, Stuff comes up. Stuff happens in off the meditation cushion and on the meditation cushion. And sometimes we feel like we've got a pretty good bead on what the heck is going on. And sometimes, not a clue. Not a
So,
clue.
and maybe that's what it's about is like uh, holding the enigma of it or just holding the I don't know-ness of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and then expanding out from that, there's a lot that I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, here's another flavor of it.
Yet another bunch of data points to put in the question mark column.
Yeah, and maybe more will be revealed, but I don't see
Yeah,
why I should
maybe.
necessarily have that demand. I don't
Sure.
know that that's helpful.
Sure. Have you noticed as time goes on, uh, both as we get older and also as we get more deeper into this meditative exploration, that question mark column has got more and more stuff in it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There was a book by some Zen master, I believe, and the title was Only Don't Know. It's great. It's brilliant. Just what does it mean to have answers to these things? To know. When we say someone is a know-it-all, that's not a compliment, right? It means that yeah, he or she they got an answer for everything, and we know there's something wrong with that. We know that there's something diminishing about that because an answer is a concept. Okay, I've got a here's an experience. Let me wrap a concept around it, and then okay, now I can come back to the concept instead of having the direct engaging with the direct experience. Our concepts can become like a shield, like what I was saying in the meditation about the semi-permeable membrane. They can be part of the membrane. Okay, I don't have to have this experience anymore, and because I've made up my mind, I've made up my thinking, I've made up a concept about it, and the concept we can get very comfortable with our concepts, and they become a substitute for actual experience.
Yeah.
We have a tendency to do that with people and with the people who are close to us, the people we love, right? Oh, I know you may sometimes in marriages, hear people say that, oh, you always, dot, 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 right? That means we've characterized the person, and that means we've left them no. Unlike ourselves, who we know we're changing, we're growing, we're evolving. And when you say, "Oh, you always dot dot dot," fill in the blank. It's like we're not leaving them room to grow, to be fresh, new, but they're, be stuck in the concept of them. Do you ever have that experience where, for whatever reason, suddenly, like, you see a person that you've known for a long time, or you think you've known them for a long time, and then something happens, you see them fresh. Maybe they say something very unexpected or do something in some unexpected way, and you just kind of, or maybe for no reason at all that we can identify, you just kind of, oh, I thought I knew this person.
Hmm. I had that last night with my son.
Uh-huh.
He was
Yeah,
just like 5 feet away from me, and he was eating a snack, and I looked at him, and I'm very aware he's getting ready to move out.
right.
And so I just had a moment of, who are you?
Yeah,
You know, and
yeah,
and just I don't it was kind of just very striking in the moment.
yeah, yeah. People are these deep mysteries.
I'm by what you were saying before, I'm caught by how much, uh, as someone who works in schools, how much r- emphasis we place on the answers.
Yeah, yeah. I think of all those tests and quizzes I gave in my school teaching day, you know, and I mean, I guess you have to do it. There is some value in, you know, people to become literate, to kind of know their way around the world, or around literature or music or whatever you're teaching. They do have to have some data points.
Sure.
There's some usefulness in knowing, you know, got to remember years ago, one of my, I made some reference to World War II, and one of my students raised her hand. Her name was Margaret. I remember this. This is from like 40 years ago. And she raised her hand and she said, "World War II, was that the one that had Hitler?" And, you know, good good for her to ask the question. Yeah, this is a good thing for people to know, at least know that much. But in meditation, let's get back to in meditation. I mean, certainly when something like that, is as persistent as this phenomenon of faces has been for you, and I know you've brought this up a number of times now. It's been going on for all these months. Um, I mean, it's very natural. It's very understandable that we might start getting a little playful with it. Let's say, and whatever you did, you've said, asking, who are you, or why are you here, or whatever. We might want to start exploring like that. But ultimately, the instruction, we always come back to the simplicity of natural meditation. The gorgeous simplicity of it, which is just be with what is, without, what's that express? Where's that come from in politics, or in the law? Without fear or favor. Without fear or favor. That is, without resistance and without clinging, and let it be what it is, and let it demonstrate or announce its nature in whatever way or to whatever degree it's going to demonstrate or announce its nature. And let it be there for as long as it's going to be there. And you may keep seeing faces in every meditation for the next 15 years, or the very next time it may not happen, and it may never happen again. And to recognize that it's totally out of our control. And that means totally not our responsibility. That we just really, really are not in charge of curating our meditative experience, or recording, or judging, And it's so important because the whole rest of our life, the whole other 23 and a half hours of the day, our tendency is to be curating, and we need that semi-permeable membrane in in the rest of the day. There is some stuff that's trying to get in here that's toxic, and some stuff which we should keep out, and there is some stuff that's coming and that's nourishing that we need to welcome in. Although, and we've talked about this before recently, it's I think a very useful exercise. The more familiar we become with this in our meditation, which is at first it's what makes part of what makes meditation special. That it's the one time we're not filtering. We're not filtering. We're not deciding, oh, this is toxic. Oh, this is nourishing. We're just wide open. Whatever's there, just rest aware, omnidirectionally, resting evenly, without fear or favor. Okay. In a way that's so sacred, and that's why we don't want to violate the simplicity of that by making choices and by making inquiries and so on and so forth. Just resting open. In a way, we need that to balance out all that work we do, the other 23 and a half hours of choosing and filtering. So having become more and more familiar with that from meditation and with, oh, how delicious is that freedom of being without filter. Then more and more as we go back into activity, we can start to explore, how much do I really need the filter? Can I relax that membrane more than I thought I could when I'm being with other people, when I'm being with activities, when I'm, and we can find there's neutral activities in benign environments, when you're walking on the beach, right? Oh, that's easy to be wide open. Yafa and I were walking on the beach yesterday around in the evening when we like to go around sunset. And we're walking on the beach and, oh, there's the air and there's the water and there's the sand beneath your feet and all that. And then there's the guy in the parking lot who keeps showing up, and he's there with his barbell and his van and his doors open, and he's got one of these super duper whopping sound systems that's blasting some kind of heavy metal or something just at ear-splitting volume. And, I think it's a pretty if we're going to be judging, it's a pretty valid judgment to go, yeah, this guy's got some chutzpah, imposing this on everyone else. But I know I'm not going to, I'm not going to go pick a fight with him. Can I rest open to that? As long as that's what's there. And to just, maybe I can't. Maybe I can't today. Maybe I can tomorrow. Maybe I'll discover there's no really effective way to filter it out. It's pretty darn loud. So maybe the effort to filter it out simply causes more resistance within me, and I may as well just relax and be with it. So I think it's a very interesting and can be a very fruitful exercise to get clear on this in our meditation, this dropping of the filter, dropping of the membrane, and then see to what degree can you bring that into activity, and can you discover that just delicious evenness of resting, that wide openness, even as you're doing stuff. Does that make sense? Are you all hearing that?